Through the quarter-final.
Marco Fu, he goes through to the quarter-final. Ali Carter, first round match, got a standing ovation.
The world number one, Neil Robertson, beats Robert Milkins by 6 frames to 4.
Hello, a very good evening to you and welcome back to Alexandra Palace. We have reached the quarter-final stage of the 2015 Dafabet Masters. 2 great matches for you this evening. We'll show you what happened between Ali Carter and former champion Neil Robertson later. But first to the match with world number 10 Marco Fu taking on the reigning champion Ronnie O'Sullivan. Remember, on Tuesday, the Rocket equalled Stephen Hendry's remarkable record of 775 career centuries. Could he go past it today? We pick it up in frame 1. Your match commentators John Virgo and Stephen Hendry.
Struck that one pretty well. I was obviously hoping the only red he could leave was that one. He has left a cutback, but this is a dangerous shot so early on. Cue ball's going to be going into the pack. No real 100% idea where the cue ball's going to end up. Be hoping to finish on the black.
Well, is it a bonus? Does the pink go? Well, I believe it does go. Couldn't have wished for anything better than that. Clearly does. Inch perfect on it.
Give me a second, please, Ronnie.
Be also interesting to see how well Ronnie plays today. I think it was last year the quarter-final when he beat Ricky Walden in an hour and hardly missed a pot. So perhaps his first round was where he wasn't at his best, was sort of just getting used to the surroundings, and then today, will he take off?
7.
Incredible arena, incredible atmosphere to play a match in.
8.
Not quite as planned, that. I always knew he had this red near the right corner, and he's, although he's a fair distance away,
13.
he's got a nice angle on this red. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball.
No, and if he chooses just to stun this, watch how easily he hits it. You would think to stun for the black, you'd have to hit it hard. Watch the amount of effort that goes into this shot. Hardly hit it.
14.
That's just timing.
Yes, I've heard you say many times, Stephen, that the thing is with that, if you de-accelerate as you're going through the ball, then that's a tough shot. But if you cue it nicely, as he cued that, you get nicely through the cue ball, you don't have to hit it hard to get the reaction. Not on these super fine cloths.
21.
Well, certainly played for this red to the left middle. He may have been thinking about one to the left corner, but he'll settle for this. As every player knows, very important to get a good start in a match. Get your hand on the table. I don't care who you are, you just need to settle and calm yourself down. And this arena and the majority of these people have come to see him perform. And he knows that, he's aware of that, and that brings its own little bit of pressure. Coming round this side, I was going to give him a choice of at least 2 reds,
26.
but didn't want that cue ball so close to the cushion. have played it better. Beautiful cueing. Stroked it in as though it was over the pocket.
$34. $35.
John, I thought it's a certainty he was going to beat my record today, but I thought he might make me wait a bit longer. It's looking ominous already.
42.
Yeah, he looks in good touch.
$43.
I think as in the best player in the world, you're up for occasions like this.
50.
And you do find your touch immediately. That's what separates the great from the good.
51.
Yes, and it wouldn't have gone past Ronnie's attention that Marco played so well in his last match, particularly making the 147.
58.
So he knew he had to be on his game right from the off.
59.
So 66 ahead.
66.
Pop this red and a colour, and that would do it. This is just what you want. Win the frame in one visit. Nice angle on the blue now to go into that little cluster of reds. Quick glance at the scoreboard. 67 points in front. So just the blue needed. Well, he didn't chance the cannon, but he's played a perfect positional shot on the red. There you see it. 72 points ahead.
72.
Just 67 remaining. The perfect start.
$73.
Maybe he doesn't have to play the cannon. Well, he did play the cannon, and it's worked out beautifully. So don't forget,
80.
if he makes
81.
the century here, he will be the all-time record century break maker. It will be break number 776.
$88. 89.
Well, Stephen, I'll let you call this home.
Yeah, it's been an immaculate start. It really hasn't been in
96.
doubt from very early on. Every shot has been cued to perfection. Is this a tricky one? Nope.
97.
I think the red does pot to the left middle. A little delicate shot on the brown of the cushion in behind the red.
So there you have it. And there's the raise hand from Ronnie O'Sullivan. History has been made. And as Stephen said, he didn't keep him waiting long. 776 career centuries and well worth a standing ovation. And even Marco clapping. Absolutely sensational from one of the most natural talents that's ever played the game. He wins the first frame, by the way. It's 1-0.
Well, O'Sullivan had equalled Hendry's mark of 775 in Tuesday's win over Ricky Walden, and he did not keep the crowd waiting long for that century as he quickly settled into that quarter-final. And it was superb snooker from Ronnie O'Sullivan, the sport's most prolific century maker. A standing ovation from the Ali Pali crowd. Wonderful stuff. Well, Ronnie was in complete control of this quarter-final, easing into the last four of the Masters for the 11th time. Fantastic scenes here at Alexandra Palace. Hardline's Marco Fu.
You know, it's nice to get it done, and obviously a great standing ovation there. And you know, I wanted to enjoy that little moment for a little bit, because obviously, you know, the crowd enjoy it. And you know, it took me 20 odd years to get there, or however long I've been in pro, 23 years. So yeah, it's been a good one, and but it was important to kind of like allow everything to settle, and for Marco and me to play, you know, a fair match in the end. You know, today I kind of started off and just built on my momentum, and I just tried to, rather than get frustrated if I wasn't winning the game in one visit, I just thought, no, you know, this is just, you're here to play each ball, wherever it lands, whatever it is, you know, you just squeeze as much out of this game as you can, and then dissect it afterwards, rather than kind of trying to fathom what's going on out there. You know, just play each ball as it comes, you're playing a match, and that was why I think I was able to hold my form all the way through the game.
So many congratulations to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Another incredible day here at Ali Pali. The fans are loving it. On to tonight's second quarter-final then, and the former champion and world #1 Neil Robertson taking on Ali Carter. It's a really emotional time for Carter, back at the Masters after doctors gave him the cancer all clear, but a real tough opponent in Robertson, the Australian winning 9 of the 12 matches between them. At the mid-session interval, Robertson had a 3-1 lead. We pick it up in frame 5. Robertson at the table, 31 points behind.
One of the reds that are near, you can see the one he's looking at there. He'll be stunning this in to get the white around the table, but he can pot this. Now then. Hit that all wrong, and if Ali can play one good positional shot here, what a chance. Already 31 in front.
Yeah, and in the opening session of this match, it was Robertson's safety play that was forcing mistakes from Ali Carter. Role reversal there. Excellent safety shot from Ali has forced a mistake out of Neil.
One.
Yeah, I like that choice. He could have played for the black there, but there was every chance he could snooker himself with that red that's just between the pink and black spot. So played the percentages there, knew he would be on the pink. And he can get nicely on the pink again if he's dead straight on this red. Leave the pink for the middle. Oh. Got a little bit of angle to work with.
Eight.
He could still hold for that pink, but even if he was to get on the black in a couple of shots' time, it would go back on its own spot. It wouldn't be tied up. It would still be available to one corner. 39 the difference, so he's got the opportunity.
Ali Carter, 14.
Yeah, that's the first mistake that he's made. He just moved slightly on that shot. Just a little bit of tension there. Let's have a look as he delivers the cue. Yeah, you can see just a slight movement, John.
You know, Dennis, I could almost see his brain working there. He was down on that shot. I think he probably needed just to stand back and start again there. I think he was down on the shot and half changed his mind about his positional play there. And we've all done it, and you kick yourself for not standing up and going back again.
1.
But what a time to do it, John. I mean, he was just, well, 3 or 4 pots away from securing the frame and just getting back to 1 behind. But it's not a straightforward run to the winning post here. The Reds are blocking each other somewhat. But they'll all start clearing each other as he removes them.
7.
Make no mistake, Robertson will know this is a massive part of the match. If he can pinch this frame,
8.
and it looked like Ali Carter was already going to be over the line, he'll know this is a major body blow. As you well know, Dennis, it's not always about the frames you should win, it's about winning the frames you shouldn't.
As I mentioned, the black's still available into the left corner, and he's nicely on this red.
50.
And, well, I say he's nicely on it. He's only just landed on it. But
16.
he's not in good shape now, I don't think. Maybe where he's queuing there, might just be able to pot the one that's closest to the cue ball at the moment when he knocks the black in. And then that'll clear the path for another. So as I mentioned, they're all clearing each other as he pots them. Yeah, you don't mind losing a frame, but if you miss a
23.
shot like the one Ali missed, it doesn't half hurt.
$24.
Not as intended, but well, if he can pot this black, he might play a little cannon and screw into the red. Well, I think he maybe had too much angle looking at that, but I was wondering whether he could have potted the black, Dennis, and flicked the other red out on the top cushion, but I think it's too wide, the angle for that shot. So it's just, well, a slightly trickier pot this than it should have been. Brilliantly played. Slow drag, took all the pace out of the cue ball, right in the middle of the pocket.
It was
31.
so clever, that last shot, because if the black didn't go in, he's covering the pocket anyway. I mean, he wasn't even
32.
thinking about missing the black, but that's what would have happened had the, had the black have stayed over the pocket, everything was safe, but he played it beautifully.
Yeah.
So it does look like the red to the right of the cue ball is the only hope for Ali
39.
Carter. And it's not much of a hope the way his opponents played this evening. One word for the opening session for Robertson was awesome. Even though he lost the frame, he was still brilliant in that frame.
$40.
Ooh. Could have done with that being a bit firmer. Needed the cue ball higher than that.
Yeah, he was just okay, wasn't he? Oh, he's not okay now, though. He's hampered. Now that puts a whole new
47.
perspective on this shot.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned he should have been a bit higher, because you've completely taken that shot out. If the cue ball's higher there, you cannot possibly leave yourself where you've just left yourself there. Might look all right on your screen. Take it from me, this is horrible.
And because he's bridging down on the white, he can't just send the red around the angles and leave the white where the red is, because he's having to apply. He's trying to get a bit of screw on it, but he's hitting a white on the top. So that'll bounce. If he tries to leave the white there and send the red around the table, it will bounce. So now, because that's so difficult, he's going to put all his eggs in one basket and try and just pot this.
From that one shot where he didn't get high on the black. That's all because of that. It really is a horrible shot he's had to play there, but I agree with his choice of shot. I think that was the best option he had. But now he'll be kicking himself. He knew full well he should have nicked that frame.
Thank you.
Well, he knew if he overscrewed for the black, he'd be on the pink. So Neil's now got to sit there and hope that somehow Ali can slip up. But it's another chance. Can he hold himself together here? No. That is just
Ali
pure
Castle
tension
won.
now that's crept into Ali's game, and missing that previous red. Never thought he'd miss the pink, but that could be a huge turning point in this match.
Two.
Had to leave an angle on the green to leave the brown for the same pocket. If he hasn't got that, he'll have to leave the brown for the middle pocket. Can he screw past the blue? He can. Oh, this is a body blow for Ali. It really is. 2 sitters he's missed.
Nine.
Just needs the blue.
Fourteen.
Well, I thought the mid-session interval might turn things around in Ali's favour. It looked like it was going to do that, but that little shake of the head tells you that he threw the frame away. But didn't Neil Robertson take it with both hands? He now extends his lead to 4-1.
Well, Dennis is absolutely right. A crucial frame. Into the next, Carter to play, 6 points ahead.
Surely not a 3-ball planned. Oh, look where this red's going. And if he's covered it, fun and games. Fun and games at the Ali Pally.
How to get safe, eh? Need to get the cue ball over towards the yellow somewhere to make sure that you can't snick that red in. And from where he is, he's going to have to play a very good shot. If he's playing off this red thin to get back down to the balk area, he has got to hit this perfectly. Yep, that's pretty good.
Well, I think pretty good's a bit of an understatement there, JP.
Yeah, I don't know why I questioned him, really.
Goodness gracious me, what a shot he's pulled off there.
Yeah, he had the pot of the match earlier, and that's the safety shot of the match. Absolutely awesome shot.
Attention, attention all pockets. Attention all pockets. Well, he was hoping to fluke something that couldn't have finished any worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of shot that looks a bit rash and people think, well, have you played that for? But he was just in all sorts of bother. And as you say, Dennis, you're hoping to hit it hard enough to fluke something. The old hit and hope. I think the way it's turned out, it couldn't have been much worse either for Ali.
You know, we were talking about Joe Perry, a good friend of Neil's earlier on there, who beat Ding. And I think in one of the frames I remember watching it back at the hotel, and he was in that sort of trouble. He just give it a good old bash and fluked one. But no such luck for Ali on that occasion.
Yeah, and where the cue ball finished there was absolutely perfect for Neil to pop that red, not get the cannon on the black. So everything that could go wrong did do, but I have to say the shot before that Robertson played, what a shot that was.
Well, which shot would you choose, that safety shot or the red he knocked in earlier, the one down the cushion? This is the one here, he's almost tight on the cushion, and to judge that, he was trying to get down into that corner, but Ali already tapping the table. That was amazing.
Yeah, he's just come betwixt and between here. He's not quite high enough. Well, he thinks he can get through, but he's had a look at this for quite a bit. Yeah, I'm not surprised he's changing shot. If he's taken that amount of time to look at it, it must be tight. So at least you know it's this way, you're guaranteed on the red. But where's the colour coming from?
That's the problem. He's got to get up past the blue spot area at least. That's what he was looking at, and there's no way he can get to that potting angle, so it's all about position here. If he can get that white back up the table. And he did it quite easily in the end. It wasn't all that easy to do that.
And if he's dropped on the blue in the middle, that's even better. Of course, he can play the yellow, no problem. That's an easy pot. May choose to take the yellow, but could always have the blue. But of course, this is nearly unmissable. Not quite got the cue ball at the moment, just slightly off here and there.
Just gone a little bit too far again. He wanted the blue. I think he can still take the blue. He needs it back on its spot because of the pink where it is, and also the black is hampered somewhat.
Yeah, it was a clever little way to play that shot. The last shot he played in and out of the balk area, knowing full well as long as he didn't get a cannon, he'd be on a ball colour if he wasn't on the blue. So, art of making a break, give yourself options. And now,
18.
after all those initial shots, he's in perfect position.
Yeah, he's just had a look there. He knows the black's available into the left corner pocket, so he'd have to be very precise with this position shot. He was looking at leaving the red that's nearest the right corner pocket, but it's not just straightforward to get on that one. So he'll leave it for the time being.
Yeah, there's been a few breaks like this tonight, Dennis. I know
23.
Balls have been slightly awkward and blocking the path of each other, but he's managed to work it out so far. And this is a break very similar if he's going to win the frame here. He's going to have to do a lot of work just to manoeuvre them round into potable positions.
24.
And the kick won't help. Wrong side of the blue.
Well, if he does take this frame, lead 5-1, what a mountain to climb for Ali Carter. But there's an awful lot of work to be done here, and Ali knows only too well that this is not a straight run to the winning line in this frame.
He's just looking to see, Neil, if he pots this blue and screws back and leaves a medium red. The two up on the right hand side, the top one. You can pot this and come round the back of the black and that red. That's what he's left the angle for. So stunning round the angles and hopefully back for the blue.
29.
Just come up quite a way short, so he might be forced to take the blue up into the corner now.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting break this so far. He's never really had the cue ball under total control. I mean, the breaks in the opening session of this, it was absolutely on a string, but this particular break, he's been slightly off for most of it, but keeps managing to keep it going. And I don't blame him for taking his time, because it really is awkward.
And I'm not sure if he's come far enough back. He was playing for a delicate little gap there.
35.
And he hasn't found the gap. As John mentioned, it was very, very awkward. They're all covering each other, and he's just 29 points in front, so that is risky. That is very risky. He's just looking to see if he could take the plant on, leave himself on the pink. Would he leave a great deal? But you don't know if you miss the plant where the reds are going to go.
Well, this is the first time this evening I've seen him play a shot which has got a very high element of risk in it. Generally what he's done when he's lost position is play a really good safety shot, but he's gone for it and it's in there.
36.
Well, it was a terrific plant. It looked easy, but it wasn't. But look where he put the cue ball. If you have a look at it, he's perfect on the pink, but have a look where the cue ball is. He hadn't left an easy red, so
yep.
He played the percentages, John.
Yeah. No surprise, good thinking. And now, after that plant, and that pink in the centre,
42.
he should be able to get on the black. And hopefully play a cannon off the black, and this has been an awesome break.
.43.
It's only 43, but some of the positional shots he's had to play in it.
Yeah, it must be quite tight to get on that black.
.49.
He's taken 9 minutes for this, but I don't blame him because it hasn't been straightforward at all.
.50.
Still covering each other, those four reds. He's just gone up to 98% pot success rate. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, he's got an angle on this pink. So you play a run through and try and play cannon. Well, he decided to play on the back one, which is absolutely guaranteed for position, but
56.
all through this break I've been thinking he's going to go on the black next shot, and then he's played out on the pink again, and at some point he's going to have to get on it.
But just like that,
57.
a little smile from Ali. He knows this frame has slipped away now. I think the big turning point was the previous frame after the mid-session interval. And it looked as if Ali was going to get
64.
back to just one behind, but he missed two very easy pots.
65.
Yeah, he's been under huge pressure this evening because of the standard of his play from his opponent. And Robertson plays like this, he truly is the world #1. Match for anybody. And there's only somebody
72.
like O'Sullivan who can stop him, really. And he plays like this, and even then Ronnie's got to play at his best.
73.
Absolutely fabulous play.
'78. 79.
Wow, this crowd's been treated to some fabulous snooker here this evening. Both players got a terrific ovation, especially Ali Carter, but they've appreciated
84.
everything that this world #1 has been showing them this evening. Almost
85.
made his second century in the 4th frame. Didn't get on the final black, got a kick on the pink.
Well, so far 19 in the
92.
tournament. Centuries made, and there's another one coming up. And I have to say,
93.
as construction goes, this is up there with all of them.
Well,
100.
you could see Peter Ebdon, who's working with Ali Carter, clapping in the background there, because
102.
he knows that this has been an amazing century. The first
105.
40-odd points in this break was stunning, and Peter there, along with Ali's manager, Steve, they were clapping away there.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to hold your hand up and say, well played, pal. And that's what this has been.
109.
Brilliant.
Absolutely flawless.
120.
You won't see many better century breaks than this. So he makes his second century of this match.
Neil Robertson,
The third
127.
in this year's Masters for Neil Robertson. But more importantly, from his point of view, he extends his lead to 5-1. He's just one more frame away from a place in the semi-final.
Magnificent snooker from the world #1, edging closer to yet another Masters semi-final. Into frame 7, Ali Carter desperately looking to stay in this quarter-final match. Here he is at the table, 13 points ahead.
He just had no shot on there. His reds, it'll go to the middle. I'm not surprised he's shaking his head, because there was no shot available to him. Oh, that's not a bad starter. Made it look easy. Okay, it's not an ideal position, but he did well to knock that in. And okay, he's the wrong side of the black, or a little bit straight on the black, but that's why he's looking at that red to the right of the green. fancy that, but got plenty of action on that to leave the one to the right corner.
8.
Just having a little check to see if the black pot's in the top left-hand pocket as we look at the screen, but he's still got options. As I say, it certainly goes in the middle and over in this pocket, so he's a couple of shots away from being on it. He needs to go back up for blue.
9.
Cue ball kicked again there, so ideally would have been the other side of the blue.
Fourteen.
And even that shot there, that's not easy to just floated in the pocket. Beautifully played. Once again in the middle of the bag.
Well, he's smiling away. This is just pure appreciation of what his opponent's doing and how well he's cueing. 97%. He's still at.
Yes, Dennis, he's had a tough night, all right, hasn't he? He's been tied up by Kasparov and thumped by Tyson all in the one night. Every time he's come to the table, the safety play's been impossible. And when Neil Robertson's been in amongst the balls, it's been heavy-duty scoring.
23.
I think all Ali's done wrong was those two misses when he could have levelled at 3-2. The one after the mid-session interval, that turned the match on its head, really. And when you think how well Neil has played, Ali could have been just one behind. So this was the first one. And then, well, this was even easier. And those two really have been the big difference.
31.
I was asked at the start of the week, with Ronnie O'Sullivan winning the Champion of Champions and winning the
38.
UK, is there anybody who's capable of beating them this week? And on this performance,
39.
Neil Robertson certainly can.
Well, if Neil goes on to take this frame and match, you want to get your shopping in early on Saturday and book your seat for 1 o'clock, because
46.
Neil Robertson versus Ronnie O'Sullivan, you won't want to miss that semi-final.
47.
Yes, I know Ronnie has come through his first 2 matches.
54.
6-1 today against Marco Fu. But I don't think anybody's played better
55.
than this man this evening's played. Saturday, another day, of course, and you don't know how you're going to play, and different opponents and different styles, but if he plays like this, he will take some stopping.
Just needs one more red to leave Ali at the snooker's required stage.
62.
He's been just too good this evening. He really has.
63.
Not a lot Ali could do about the way the world #1 has played.
No, I'm afraid you cannot play better than this. It's been an awesome display of match play from start to finish. I don't think anybody would have beaten him this evening, Dennis. I really don't. He's been that good.
It really has been a fabulous Masters, and we've got a few more
68.
tests to go yet, but the standard has been superb. We've had that maximum from Marco Fu.
69.
He's had 3 centuries in this year's Masters, 2 in this quarter-final match. We've had 20 centuries so far.
76.
We might have another.
77.
Highly unlikely, but you never know when Neil Robertson's at the table. And have a look at this for a shot. Not quite. It doesn't
84.
go past the green, but it'll cut in the middle, and he might bring the pink into play. No century, but what a display from the world #1 and former champion. Ali Carter only missed a couple of shots, but Neil Robertson, what a display from him here this evening. And he goes out a very comfortable winner in the end. Flawless snooker from the Australian. He takes the match 6 frames to 1.
You know, 97% pot success. You're not going to lose many matches playing like that. So, you know, my safety was great tonight as well. You know, I mean, I had Ali in a lot of trouble, and if you can have Ali Carter, one of the best safety players the game's ever seen, if you can have him in trouble with your safety, then you know you're doing a lot of things right. And you know, I topped it off with some really heavy scoring tonight as well. But I knew I had to play well because I knew he'd have the crowd on his side, and understandably so.
I'm going to chill out. I'm going to get it in the gym and play a bit of snooker and play a few tournaments and look forward to the World Championships. You know, I've got it all clear. I'm in a good place. I mean, you know, I felt like I was 2 balls away really from competing there. He's played. He cannot play any better than that. And I should have been 3-2. I've missed a pink, but it's only because I was under extreme pressure. And I've missed a red next to the pink. So I've missed 2 balls and lost 6-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a great occasion playing Ronnie. It's the semi-finals of the Masters, and you know, this is his home turf. And yeah, I'd love to you know, repeat my performance tonight.
Well done, Neil. So this is how the quarterfinals look tonight. Ronnie O'Sullivan eased past Marco Fu to book a place in the first semi-final on Saturday afternoon, where he will play Neil Robertson. What a match in prospect. Later today, Northern Ireland's Mark Allen takes on Joe Perry, who knocked out Ding Junhui. And will Shaun Murphy be ready for Stephen Maguire? The 2012 runner-up hasn't played since Sunday after beating Mark Selby. Snooker Extra is up next with extended highlights of Ronnie O'Sullivan v Marco Fu. We are back later today with further live coverage on BBC Two from Alexandra Palace, the 3rd quarter-final between Mark Allen and Joe Perry. But we leave you tonight with record breaker Ronnie. Good night.
"20 years of planning, 10 years